Pete Grossman here. Just a reminder, the takeover is now. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button as we make our way to 4,000 subscribers. And don't forget to give donos. Make sure you get thousands of dollars so that Pete can get himself a brand new Ferrari, all right? Donate your soul to my video games. Buy all the microtransactions. Buy them all. New, returning, and get shit. Just buy my shit. All right? Buy my shit. That's all I gotta ask. It's just business, okay? If you're not a real fan, you ain't buying all my shit. Oh, by the way, just so you know. Come here. You come to the channel. You can now follow and subscribe to the Twitch. Now, I don't do much shit here, okay? Don't do much shit. But you can subby-wubby to the Twitch if you don't like YouTube. Now, no promising. I can try to make moats, but that shit is expensive. Like, you expect me to give up funds for my fucking Ferrari? No. But maybe I can pay a crack dealer or something to make some emotes for cheap. And I'll get you some emotes, man. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways. But YouTube, it's okay. YouTube, we're mostly there. But you can now find us on Twitch as well. And you can find ourselves with a sub button. Because Daddy Pete, playa. Talk to the CEO of Twitch to make sure that Daddy can get access to subscriptions now, right? All right. You should set up a kick too, get more money for donations. Baby, I can only afford so much free spots. You think I'm going to pay to do multiple sites? Hell no. Daddy's not about that. Anyways, welcome back, scholars. All that just being stupid. We are returning to our reacts. That's right. We're Pete Grossman. I'm going to do some quick fixes. We're just going to fixing this right back. Bam, there it is. We're going to react to a YouTuber I have not actually seen, The Tavern, online nerd space. Welcome to The Tavern, a virtual hangout spot for nerds. I'm Shikaku. I don't know. I hope they say their name. And today we're going to talk about Destiny 2 and my personal experience with the game. It's been a rough few weeks after having PC issues and then getting sick. As a result, I made a lot of mistakes, and this video really ended up being a tutorial on what not to do. That's great, because I'm going to do a tutorial to tell you what to do. So this is great. However, I'm glad I chose this route, as it ended up being quite memorable. Like I said, I remember things better when I make mistakes. I think this is great because I am making a video for new and returning players. The best way to farm and level up and just get into the game without spending a dime. So this is great. I think this is great. I know Pete Grossman would be ashamed. You know, I'm not playing the part where you should spend the money. Buy all the MTX, right? Shakachu. Anyways, I hear it once, we'll be good. We're going to go ahead and listen to it. I think max it out. Max here. Let's jump into it.
A few weeks ago, I decided that my life wasn't complicated enough, apparently. And I decided I was going to try to attempt to play Destiny 2 in 2025. Now,
by the way, I don't know a Destiny 2 returning player experience. So they're not a new player, they're returning, and this is their experience. So this is great. So we got a perspective of someone that's returning to the game.
I've played Destiny 2 one time, way back in 2020.
Damn.
And I was with a friend, and even though I had a friend trying to help me through that game, I made it about 4 hours before I was overwhelmed and I quit. Then one day, while scrolling through TikTok, I saw a few videos that were kind of laughing about making fun of new players or how hard the new player experience is. I don't know what this says about my brain.
There's going to be lots of profanity. Based, queen, based. My only suggestion is if you could do an outline to make the white like more condensed. I think it's fine. I like the text. You just outline it a little bit, but absolutely pop off of the profanity.
My personality, I don't
Pete's all
But
about
for some
that.
reason, that made me want to try it. So that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Hell yeah.
What the new player experience is like in 2025 when you have no guides, no friends, no YouTube videos.
By the way, I've played the new player experience, and I can definitely like give my perspective as someone who's like, I can tell you, like, I'm trying to get myself positioned because my camera's all over the place. I can definitely like understand, like think about the new player experience, but we get to hear from someone who is returning, who essentially hasn't really played. They're essentially a new player. So giving their experience is going to be fantastic. I love this.
And are people just exaggerating, or is it really that messed up? Real quick before I get into it, this is not a scientific process. It's been a rough couple weeks. I lost the first 10 hours of footage because Windows decided it was going to update and cause a lot of problems on my PC that I ended up having to have the whole thing wiped and then have Windows 11 put back on, and I didn't back up any of my footage. There's nothing here outside of my simple opinion. So, you know, take it, leave it, whatever. By the way,
I'm going to tell you right now, we don't need your 10 hours of footage. We've experienced it. We understand it. I have. Like, I can tell you right now. Never understood why RBGs need lights, because people need to be distracted. Most people, you think people are staring at her face? No, they're it's like moths to a flame. They're like, oh, that's shiny. I'm also looking at over here, the Zelda symbol.
Special shout out to Microsoft. Fuck
tricorn.
You. Okay, moving on. So I know that I kind of covered why I wanted to play Destiny, and a little bit of that is because I like to do things the hard way. But it's also popular, you know, like it still has a very sizable player base, and I knew that I wouldn't really be going it alone. All right, so
I would say sizable is generous. By the way, crazy how it has dipped that fucking much. Like, we went from what's considered sizable to holy shit, we're back into the red, baby. We're already losing the percentages you gained. Hell yeah.
Very sizable player base, and I knew that I wouldn't really be going it alone. All right, so since I do not have footage of the first 10 hours I was playing, and no, I was not going to go make another character and replay
I don't blame you.
Footage. That was, I was over it by that point. So I'm just going to.
Isn't that sad? I have played games like Halo and like God of War. Like, I've restarted and I enjoyed it. Even Diablo. Like, I don't mind redoing a new character on Diablo because it's always a fun experience. Like, the building up and making builds, like, it's so fun. The fact that this is supposed to be an MMO light, the Halloween mask, and she's done one character and it's already fucking over it, tells you everything you need to know about this game. This game sucks ass. You have to spend thousands of hours, or if you're a veteran and you know how to like make the shortcut and do 100 hours instead. But this game sucks ass. It really does suck ass because you can't get to the fun until you get through all the bullshit. There is too much bullshit, and it's only getting worse because there's even more bullshit because of the portal. You have to get through all the bullshit to actually have fun, and it's bullshit.
I kind of play some other gameplay footage here to keep you distracted while I talk about what the first 10 hours was like for me. It was a nightmare. What the fuck, Bungie? What the fuck? You load in. I don't know what.
I didn't have this stuff here when I first loaded in. No, because when you first start as a new player, you get thrown into only the Cosmodrome. I don't even think you get access to the portal until you complete the first. Like, either you complete the quest completely or you skip it. You get two options at a certain point. You can just completely skip it and get thrown into the first mission of the Edge of Fate, or you do the entire new player experience from the get-go.
This user interface is. This is the most user unfriendly design that I have.
You'll just have to take me at my word when I say I had no clue where to start. One of the bad, like, they did nothing. You can get up to 30 fucking different things, and you don't know what order to go to. You don't know where to start. It is constantly, as a new player, bullshit. you just have so much shit you have to do. And they make you do, they're like, here's a quest for a dungeon you don't own. Here's like, let's do 3-4 different campaigns that are soft sunsetted, but hey, we're going to make you do the first part of it. Throwing you in, like, it just throws you into them, and it makes no fucking sense, or at least it used to. Now it just throws you into Edge of Fate, which I still think is some bullshit. But yeah, like, it's very jarring. Even as a veteran, it's just overwhelming. Like, just having so much you have to siphon through and go through. Like, as a new player, you don't know what's good, what's valuable. You're like, should I do this first? Do I do this? Like, where do I start? There is no, like, I know, as someone who's played it, I know that the first campaign you should do in order is Shadowkeep, then Beyond Light, then Lightfall, then The Final Shape, and then Edge of Fate, which Bungie would have you just jump into Edge of Fate and skip all the bullshit. But if you're a new player, you have all this shit in your inventory because they force feed it to you. You don't know where to start. It's just like, and then you have to do certain things, like to get access to Enclave, you have to do the Witch Queen first to get access to Enclave to then be able to craft weapons. Then, in order to get access to, I need to remember to put it in the video for the new player, but to be able to get access to synthesis to be able to do transmog for your character, you have to do the first mission of Beyond Light. Like, it's just so much, and like, it doesn't tell you that, by the way. It doesn't tell you. I have never fucking done as a new player where I've done the synthesis, the armor synthesis transmog. I'm just going to call it transmog because that's what it is. The transmog quest. You do the quest, you go, like, you start it up, you go to Europa, and at one point you're scanning and it just stops. Like, it tells you to do something, but you don't know, it doesn't tell you what else to do. What I had to Google to find out is that to continue that quest, you had to do the beginning part of Beyond Light right here. You had to do that, and then it would unlock the next step for the transmog armor stuff. But the quest doesn't fucking tell you that. So how is a new player going to know that? I had to Google it, and I'm a fucking veteran. So I absolutely understand the pain that this person had to go through. And I feel sorry for anyone that wants to try to get into Destiny. I don't know how the fuck you do it without spending hours and hours and hours watching videos. Like, whatever Bungie tried to do with the portal fucking didn't fix shit.
Ever come across, like, how are you supposed to find things? Like, so I finally make it to the tower. I talk to Ikora. I think it's Ikora. We're gonna go with Ikora. No, I know I said that I wanted to go in blind, and I know that there's a few people who are like, well, why would you want to do that? Why don't you just read a guide, watch a YouTube video, I don't know, phone a friend? And
I hate that response. That's when you know a game is ass. You should be able to go into a game and figure it out just by playing the fucking game. The game should tell you what to do, unless it's like Elden Ring. Oh, they hope a new player just buys this. You're right. You know what? You're probably fucking right. But here's the deal. New players don't even know you can do that. What new player knows? Like, you don't even know what synthesis fucking is. In fact, here's the deal. Like, you can't even access. That's the funny part. You're actually wrong. And I can tell you why. You don't actually get access to Ada to do, like, to be able to use synthesis until you get the attachment, the part for the machine at where she's at, until you complete that mini quest. So you're actually wrong. But like, I wish that made more sense why they made such a convoluted fucking quest, but you can't even like buy and use it until after you install the part from that quest. So it's actually worse. I wish it, like, it's funny. You would think that's why Bungie did it. No, they just incompetent.
You know, I have a problem. That problem is that I'm fucking stubborn. You can't tell me what to do. Also, I tend to learn things best when.
No, but like she's right. You like, unless it's like Elden Ring and it's meant to be a challenging game. This is a game that, like every other game I've ever played, even like, how stupid, don't tell Bungie they're losing money. Yeah. even like RuneScape has tutorials and teach you step by step and give you guides. Like, it's not necessarily guides, but they teach you how to do the stuff, right? And it has a lot of shit, but it's very capable that you can play the game without having to use a fucking guide.
I learned them the hard way. All right, this is editor Shikachu here. As I was cutting this video
Shikachu. I know how to say it now.
Down and getting my B-roll in, I kind of came to the realization that a lot of the problems that I'm gonna be stating coming up, I wasn't entirely sure if these were actually new player problems in general or returning player problems. Because I, as you will see, very incorrectly assumed that because I only had 4 hours in the game when I tried playing it the very first time back in 2020, that I would be treated as a new player when I opened up the game again. So I made a second character, and to my surprise, there's actually an opening story. Now this is the New Light campaign. And of course,
wait, she didn't play the opening story? Oh my God, imagine, bro, she just loaded up her old character? No fucking way. That's even worse. No wonder she thought it was so bad. But by the way, it's still ass, just so you know, it's still fucking ass.
This had I done any amount of research before I started playing, but again, I really wanted to go in.
You shouldn't have to do research. Can we just clarify this? You shouldn't have to do any fucking research. You should be able to load up the game and it tell you what changes. You shouldn't have to do research. You load up the game, there should be like patch notes. There should be like a clarification, a quest step telling you what's changed. Like there's got to be it. The game needs to tell you. You shouldn't have to play detective. Oh, what's changed, right? You shouldn't have to do that shit.
Blind and see what the blind experience was like. The thing is that according to the wiki page, the New Light expansion dropped in 2019, but I don't remember a single bit of this. Not one scrap of this felt familiar. So I go over to my Warlock account to try to see if I can find if I've completed these quest steps or not, and I don't know how the fuck to find it. When I Googled it.
So here's the deal. There's no way to actually see what quest you've completed. And if you had the ability to go back and pick something up that you could have done, it's in the lost quest section, which is fucking hidden in the corner. And Bungie does no tutorial. There is no tutorial to show you that you can, like, there is no, I have a PhD in Destiny. Yes, you have a PhD. There is no fucking tutorial to go claim lost quest. Like, you don't, like, I don't know unless you are someone who has played the game long enough when Bungie mentioned it. How the fuck do you know that exists? Because they also don't tell you the moments of light or whatever it's called, the kiosk for exotics and all that stuff. Bungie doesn't do a tutorial explaining that either. Like, there's no, like, I don't know how people who jump into this game, like, for free or think it's free and they try to play it, I don't know how they ever learn about it without, like, obviously spending hours of research, which you shouldn't fucking have to do to play a fucking video game. Like, this experience is so bad.
The only things that came up were the same questions people had put either on Reddit or on other forums. And the questions were from years and years and years ago. The only bit of information I found.
The answer to your question is people are still asking the same question because no one fucking knows.
What was helpful was to visit the Quest Archive terminal. Now, this is hidden way back in the
yes!
thing, as it is the only thing in my Quest Archive terminal.
Yes!
Does this mean that I've completed it or that I haven't completed it?
I don't see the Beyond Light quest here. She doesn't. That is insane. She doesn't realize that there's no way to see anything you've completed. This is only good if you haven't completed something, or you deleted it, or they added something new that you're so far in, like, a front of it that it doesn't make you do it. Like, she made this account before the New Light, so it's just going to be in the Lost campaign or, quest section.
Jury's still out. New Light does answer some questions.
You know what's funny? Let's rewind this. Bungie has a solution. There is actively a kiosk that they can funnel quests in. they could put all the tutorials in this spot right here. You load it up in the tower after the Cosmodrome. They give you a bunch of tutorial that you can pick up, and it pops up after you complete one at a time. It doesn't unlock until after you've completed the previous one. I cannot believe that I have found the solution to the problem. They literally shove all the shit that they make you do in here, and they don't let you do it until you do it in a specific order.
That I've completed it, or that
right here, campaigns. You put all the fucking campaigns in here and make it to where you can only you can do the first mission. But once you do the first mission, you let people know you can only buy this, and then you can delete this and pick it up later from the mission kiosk. But this is where you put the campaign and you put it in order. You say, you start the story you say this is the beginning all the way to the end, which is like the final shape. And then you could put like a new tab saying new saga, like old saga, new saga tab for Edge of Fate, right? You want Bungie to put tutorials in the game like NetEase. I want them to put the tutorials in the game that fucking are better than what we have. Like having a slot for this where you go to like a kiosk and you can, instead of having 30 things in your inventory that you don't even know where to fucking start, at least here, they can give you like a step-by-step tutorial. Like you can't grab all the quests until you've completed one or the other, right?
Completed it, jury's still out. New Light does answer some questions, and it does solve some problems, especially the problem of teaching you how to choose and track a quest. My annoyance comes in not with just Bungie, but honestly a lot of game developers these days. It shouldn't be this complicated to just play a game.
Thank you. And they're absolutely right. Because it's not just a Destiny situation. There's a bunch of games that have, like, it's funny because I've played was it Splitgate 2 had tutorials that told you how to fucking play the game. Like, there's a lot of games that do. Most games do, but there's some games that fucking don't explain shit. And Destiny is like top 5 out of millions of games that are the worst at explaining how to fucking play it. It is top 5 it will go down in history as one of the worst fucking games to learn how to play.
I shouldn't have to watch walkthroughs. I shouldn't have to read breakdowns of how to do things. You should teach me as I play the game. There's a difference between puzzling things out for fun and just having a nightmarish.
She's saying what I've been saying for fucking years. Oh my God. There's another human being that shares the same thought process, and Bungie can't fucking figure that out. Holy shit. She's someone who's a returner, who's played like 4 hours, has came to the same fucking conclusion as me, who has spent tens of thousands of hours in this game. Holy fucking shit.
User experience. So for the rest of the video, I know I will be saying new player experience, but please keep in mind it's actually my returning player experience.
No. If you've only played 4 hours, you're still a new player. Chat. She doesn't know. She doesn't know that a returning player is someone who's played at least hundreds of hours, right? You're only returning if you played hundreds of 4 hours. You're still a baby guardian. You haven't even scratched the surface of the game. Like, let's not beat around the bush, okay?
Although once you finish the main steps of New Light, things would probably get confusing again for a new player. So I still stand by most of my complaints.
Exactly.
So after talking to Ikora and picking up that quest, I still didn't know where to find it or where to go or what to do next. And somehow I accidentally ended up on the quest line with the cute little bug-eyed alien dude.
Imagine one of the most threatening fucking things in the universe, and she call it the cute little bug. That's like saying Darth Vader is fucking adorable. Oh my God, Darth Vader, he's so cute. I just want shit. I love new players. I love them because they give the best responses. Oh. If she chat, do you think she knows? Do you think the cute bug-eyed alien gives hugs? The witness needs a hug. Man, that's the problem. Guys, we could have solved the Light and Darkness saga by giving this thing a fucking hug. Holy shit. It was cute and it was upset. Like, I'm a cute alien. Just give me a hug. Oh, man. That's great. I love that. Oh, that is the best. Like, oh, my God. I love it.
I think his name is the Traveler. Anyways, needless to say,
No, dude, that is. You know it's the game. You know the game is fucking ass, especially the new player experience. When the new players don't even know what the Traveler is. Like, I'm just a dude pretending to be a dude disguised as a bug-eyed alien dude. Yep. I think that is everything Bungie needs to hear. That people don't even fucking know the difference between the Witness and the Traveler. And here's the unfortunate result. Bungie doesn't care. They are trying to move away from the Traveler. That's why the entire Edge of Fate had nothing to do with the Traveler. The Traveler is now, it's in the background. It is just a ball in the sky. They don't give a shit. The uglier they are, the harder they fall. I guess the better they hug, I guess.
I was really damn confused. It's really confused.
Yep.
First of all,
like the experience overall, especially if you're trying to get into Destiny, you want to know the backstory. Bungie does a fucking shit job of explaining who the fucking villain is. And yes, I know there's like a cutscene that kind of explains it. Like but you've got to understand that they shove so much exposition in a cutscene. It is system overload. The Traveler didn't resist, the 9 did. Yeah, like the cute-eyed alien dude is definitely the Traveler. Yeah, he was the real hero. But that, like, I think that's like huge. Like, that is another thing. Like, to expect a new player to take in so much fucking exposition, try to learn to play the game, and then throw them into a mission and expect you to remember everything you just learned in this cutscene. It's too much. It is too much for a new player. It's so easy as a veteran or someone who's played this knows the story. You know who everything is. But if you've only played 4 hours, you don't know any character. You don't know who Ikor is. You don't know who Shax and Osiris, Cade, Mara, a Crow. You don't know any through the Traveler. You don't know any of this. It's just completely like, imagine playing Warframe for the first time, because a lot of people have never played Warframe or the First Descendant, and they tell you names of characters. You're like, I don't know who that is. I'm just thinking I play Warframe Tarkov, and there's just no way I have time for anything else. If Sony thinks I'll play their game over Arc Raiders, that's just delusional. Doesn't make sense.
Well, I had no idea who these characters were that were in
exactly.
The cutscene, so
yep.
I had no connection to them whatsoever. And then second of all, it just felt like one of those I was just shooting waves after wave after wave of unidentified alien or machine or robot or whatever the fuck I was fighting. And this was probably
damn. The game does such a shitty job of explaining the aliens, even like in a cutscene. Again, you cannot explain all of Destiny in a fucking cutscene.
I think within the first 4 hours I was playing the game that I ended up with this, whatever that was. And I got so tired, especially because I kept falling off the ledges when I was trying to strafe. I'm not good at shooters. I'm not great at all. I shoot like a stormtrooper. Okay. Thank God I wasn't born a guy.
Hey, you can spend money and look like a stormtrooper now. You get to play and look like one. Isn't that great? Don't you want to give Bungie your money? She just started blasting. You can look like a stormtrooper.
Okay. Anyways, that alone was enough to make me quit. For the night, that is. I picked it back up the next day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to read this time. I will read.
The greatest weakness of any Destiny player, especially Blueberry, is reading. It's hard. Listen, I understand. I played enough LFG. I know there's a reason why Tomb of Elders was not good. Not because it wasn't good, it's because people didn't know how to read.
What is going on in this complicated user interface that you need a PhD to get through, and see if I can't figure out what it is that I should.
Hey! Firestone, didn't you say you had a PhD? Congratulations. She agrees with you. She absolutely agrees with you. You do need a PhD. You have a PhD in Destiny. She actually said it. Holy shit.
Doing next, and somehow I came across Cade's quest. I don't remember exactly where I picked it up, and I couldn't tell you because I lost all the footage. But yeah, that was a really interesting story. I still, at this point...
Cade's quest. She's talking about the timelines, which is also just kind of jarring that it makes you do that.
Didn't know who Cade was or why he was a robot, but I did enjoy the story. I did.
Oh my God, that's right. You don't get, she doesn't tell you or watch a YouTube video of summary, lol. Like why would you, like, that's the thing. Like why, if you have to watch a like 3-hour video to get caught up, it's a shitty game. I'm about to force powers. Like, it is a shitty game. You should not have to watch, like, as a new player that wants to just play the game to play the game. If you can't play the game and understand the game, it's a fucking shit game at base. Unfortunately, Destiny is a good game. You just have to spend hundreds of hours getting through the bullshit. Essentially, it's a shit game. Like, for all intents and purposes, a lot of people said the same thing about Starfield. Like, it's a shit game until you get, like, hundreds of hours into it, and then it starts getting fun. It's a shit game. Like, I gave up on Starfield. I did not beat Starfield. I cheated and hacked and did whatever shit I can to get the best guns, and I just blitzed through the story. Like, I did not give a shit. It was just awful. And I can imagine that's the same experience people experience with Destiny. That is just, you have to get through the bullshit to have the fun, and it's just a shitty game. Like, which is a shame, because Destiny can be really fun. But it's literally, there is a dam that blocks people from getting to that fun.
Delving into the Destiny world at that point. And it was a much funner mission to play than the endless shooting that I was doing the night before when I went inside the mind of the Traveler. I was a little confused by the end of that because why did Cade die if he's a robot? Couldn't they just like...
You know what? She's not wrong. She's not fucking wrong. From a new player's perspective, you have no idea what the fuck an EXO is. She's not wrong. If he's a robot, like, to her, oh my God, it makes sense.
Like, upload him to the cloud or something. I know that that's a little rich coming from somebody who lost all of their gameplay footage because they didn't back it up, but...
Damn.
I feel like a person is a little more important. Is he a person? I don't know. By the way.
Perfect example of someone who's lost. You don't even know these characters. They throw these characters at you. They don't do a good fucking job explaining shit.
If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit
the thumbs up and I love this. I love everything about it.
Guy. I could use the help. I won't lie.
You guys, we do have Cade on backup. He's over on the Drifter's porn stash. Like, he has a bunch of nudes of Eris Morn, and Cade is stuck in between that. Like, there's like a bunch of files of Eris Morn porn that the Drifter has. He's just been too busy to upload Cade back in his body, right? Like, that we know he's alive.
Going in blind and starting Destiny as a newbie in 2025 is probably one of the most painful gaming experiences that I've ever had. People complain about Elden Ring and not being able to get past the first little pony dude, but this was worse.
Damn. I even mentioned Elden Ring not explaining shit, but someone who's played Elden Ring, and I'm assuming has beat it, is saying that Destiny's worse. That's bad. You've got to know that the game it's bad if Elden Ring even feels better and explains things better.
No idea what was going on. At least in Elden Ring, like I knew I was getting my ass beat. And I knew I should just run in a different direction until I figured out which direction to go. But Destiny feels like I was running in every direction. And it was either, nope, you don't have the right expansion pack.
Yep.
Or why the fuck are you here? Finally,
Yep.
at some point, I figured out that I needed to go to Europa. Probably just because I was clicking anything that I could go to at that point. So I went to Europa. Because I didn't buy all of the expansion packs. I think I just bought
Beyond Light is free. Only Bungie knows what I gave them money for.
the Beyond Light and maybe the Witch thingy.
No. Did she buy a dungeon? There's no shot she accidentally bought dungeons. Or did she buy, like, what did she spend her money on that she's not willing to tell people about? What did she buy that she's not willing to tell? What? Wait, did she buy the Forsaken expansion pass? Because that doesn't actually give you anything. It gives you like a couple of tokens, and then you get access to the exotics. And I think you get access to Last Wish too. But like, it's almost like you pay all that for like fuck all. That's why it's better to get it for like $1.50 or something when it's on sale. Like, I want to know what she spent her money on, because obviously she does not want people to know.
I don't remember. But I started the Beyond Light campaign. This was when Destiny started to feel like an MMO and not a worse version of Borderlands, which is saying something, because I fucking hate Borderlands.
That hurts my soul. You hate Borderlands? Damn, if you hate Borderlands and you thought this was worse than Borderlands, that says even more.
At this point, it was fun. I was having a lot more fun finally. I was picking up new weapons and gear, and I was starting to kind of get the feel of the game, and shooting became a lot easier. I found out that I really liked the bow. And then I got the grenade launcher too, and man, I was having a great time with that grenade launcher. Bounties and completing dailies, and it got fun. So at this point, I'm confused as fuck, but at least I'm confused and I'm having fun.
That is Destiny in a nutshell. You can have fun even if you're confused as fuck. If you find the sweet spot, you can have fun. Because let's be honest, what she is saying, the cell shading in Borderlands is very off-putting. I get it, right? What she's saying is she likes the gunplay, which is what is the highlight of Destiny. The gunplay is phenomenal. And it sucks that it took her, finally getting somewhere in like Beyond Light, which is a campaign, her just stumbling upon it and playing through and actually getting gear. Like, imagine if Bungie actually got you set up with decent exotics and shit like that, and you had a decent kit, with like some fun weapons. Man, I think the experience would be a lot better. She can play with my grenade launcher.
Tracking in this system.
Sparrow, stop.
Still don't get it. Sometimes the little diamond's there. Sometimes it just disappears. Sometimes it'll tell you when you pick up the quest what conditions need to be met in order for you to, complete that step.
Yep.
And sometimes the conditions are hidden down in like one singular line at the bottom. So if you don't read the entire paragraph.
They give you a lot of like all the extra shit, and here's your job.
You won't pick it up. Now, I'm someone who skims when I read. I do not read word for word. I don't know. I'm lazy. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't. So the quest where I needed to go to the Eventide ruins and just keep killing shit until I completed it, I was so confused. I still don't even know how many I needed to kill in order to complete this quest. I would kill a bunch. I would spend like 20 minutes just killing everything in sight, go back to Mr. Forearm Dude, and then, nope.
Technically, he's got 3 arms.
Still haven't completed the conditions yet. Gotta go back out there. The fuck, Bungie? Fuck. Or is it me? Am I slow? I don't know. I think
Hades, remove that comment. No, it will forever be on the screen. You can't remove that comment. No. Sparrow, it's going to forever be there. Shame. Anyways, it is funny. She can have my PhD in Destiny. Listen, I don't think she wants it. I
think I'm that slow. I'm just a little slow. However,
by the way, I think not reading is a big no-no in Destiny. You have to read everything. I'm sorry. If you don't read anything in the game, if you thought not playing with a guide was confusing, also not reading whatever the little tips, the very nuggets that Bungie gives you, you're just asking for just a nightmare.
The more I played Destiny, the more it just got its little hooks into me. And you know
Yep.
what? I was like, hey,
Gameplay.
I see the alert. I see why people play this game
Exactly.
consistently for this many years. The little NPC mobs that are out in the world, they duck and hide. Like when you're shooting at them, you know, they don't just stand there.
It is crazy, and I know I'm stopping a lot, but I'm pointing out everything that she's talking about. It is crazy. It is crazy that she's talking about the open world space and Bungie is moving away from that. Like the core aspect of the game, like the open exploratory where you see other guardians, that's being removed. Like Kepler was completely barren. Like you do see some enemies, but you see no players. You have to join up as a group to play, and it feels isolated, which sucks.
And let you shoot at them. And it's really those details that really started pulling me in. I started finding that I wanted to power up the game, not just because I had to, but because I was looking forward to completing my bounties. Even though I'm still a little confused over the broader Destiny universe, I'm sure that most of that will unfold the more I play. And I feel like the Beyond Light campaign did an okay job of telling me what's going on. I still don't quite fully understand what ghosts are or exos, so maybe I don't understand as much as I thought I understood. But it's cool. I'm having fun. It was cool that the boss fights felt like traditional MMO boss fights, meaning that they had, you know, like certain patterns and mechanics and different battle phases. It didn't feel like you were running in there to shoot down an enemy that had a massive pool of health and...
Isn't that funny? Man, do you think she'd think the same thing about Edge of Fate? Because Edge of Fate is just generic bosses and you just run in and shoot. And then Mythic is literally, they just have a shit ton of health. Do you think she would have the same opinion? The more you pause, the more she says, Sparrow, cleanse yourself. I watched an anime where, it was Jobless Incarnation, where she gives him the chastity belt thing where it's supposed to reduce the curse because she's horny all the time because of the curse. You need to get your chastity belt to cleanse yourself. Just cleanse yourself, Sparrow.
Nothing else to it. The story for the Beyond Light campaign was a wee bit on the cliche and cheesy side, you know, like, oh, don't succumb to the darkness, use the dark in balance with light and all that kind of stuff.
She's so confused. She doesn't know. I bet she doesn't even know what the collapse is.
Well, it was executed well. I have yet to experience any PvP because I know that I will probably get rocked.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just a little noob. I did.
That's why they need a tutorial bot section where you can play like Call of Duty, where you can play with bots. That's what they need.
Finish the Beyond Light campaign, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't life-changing or the best story that I've ever played through. No, but it was good. It kept me entertained, it kept my attention, and I had fun shooting things. Also, shout out to these two who kept me alive through this little dungeony area, because a
strike. She thinks it's a dungeon.
I'm genuinely sorry. So, to answer the question, what is the Destiny new player experience like in 2025 if you go in completely blind?
It's bad.
It's ass. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's ass.
But...
if
you make it
she put her face over where my face is at. I'm sorry. I can't do anything.
Parts. It can be a lot of fun. My recommendation is to not do what I do. Go watch a video. Go watch a walkthrough.
You shouldn't have to.
Find who's good at making them. Go on.
I'm going to suggest, unless you really want to play this game, then sure, watch a video. If not, stay the fuck away. Trust me.
Discord.
You shouldn't have
find
to.
Someone who plays Destiny 2 and who's gonna, be there to...
That's better. Don't watch shit. If you have to spend time, your limited amount of time watching shit, don't play. Find a friend that can teach you as you play. That's the best way to play Destiny, is to Play as you're playing with friends. Learn as you play with a friend who can guide you. Find a in-game guide. That's the best way to play Destiny right now.
Guide you through, explain the process. Because if not, you're just going to have to be okay with not knowing what a bunch of shit is. One moment I do remember very clearly is that it was really bittersweet to come across the character that Lance Reddick voiced, and that's
Zavala.
Zavala. I do remember at the time that he passed that there were a lot of Destiny players holding tributes for him on social media, and I think possibly in the game as well. I feel like I saw clips of that. I don't totally remember though, because my brain is
I remember that.
my brain. And honestly, it's one of my favorite things about playing MMOs. It's not just a game. There's a community that gets built up around the game that you're playing. For instance,
it's sad because we still technically don't have a real monument to Zavala. He's just in the game, right? Zavala is just in the game. And I don't know if they're ever going to replace him. I don't know if we're going to see him because Keith David voiced him for the final shape. And I think Keith David did a fantastic job. The best he could. Like the Arbiter, he's a fantastic voice actor. I don't think it's the same as Lance, unfortunately. But like,
since when the creator of Dragon Ball Z passed away in Final Fantasy XIV, there was a lot of people who were crafting the pieces that would make an outfit that would look like Goku's, I don't know what the name is called.
That's cool.
Fit, you know, like orange and blue.
If you could do that, that's cool.
They were selling the pieces and the dye, I think like 1 gold or something, or 1 gil. Just
Keith David rip, bro. Keith David didn't die. It's Lance Reddick that died.
Spending hours crafting and loading up the marketplace because they were holding in-game vigils for him. And there's just something so special about the bond that you will create with an MMO and with other players in an MMO over these types of cultural experiences. Each MMO, you know, has its own culture and subculture within it. Running around on Europa, interacting with other people.
You know she's not played enough of this game to know the culture in Destiny is fucking toxic as fuck. And the subcultures, you like, if you find the roaches that are just even more toxic, like she doesn't know. I hope that she never finds the sub community levels where the toxic shit happens. She's a delicate flower that is not tainted by some of the aspects of the Destiny community is fucking ass.
Teaming up and doing,
especially when you're trying to find LFG groups. They're not going to be as nice as the people that helped her in the strike that she was in.
These larger scale timed events that kind of pop up. That sort of spirit that, you know, sort of embodies and lives within MMOs is what gaming is all about. So it would be pretty hard for me to tell you to not play Destiny just because it's extremely difficult to get into. I think it's only not
play with a
worth
friend
it for 2 reasons. 1, you absolutely can't stand FPS style gaming, and 2, you can't stand MMOs either.
Correction, this is not a real MMO. This is an MMO light. It's a first-person shooter looter with a Halloween mask that likes to be MMO. It misses some of the most fundamental basics of a real MMO. It's nowhere close to being like Final Fantasy XIV or like World of Warcraft. It has elements. It is not a real MMO. I wish it was. I wish we had a Destiny 3 where it was an MMO, but it's not.
After all, I can't shoot worth a damn, and I began this game in the dumbest way possible, and I'm still having a good time. Now, whether or not I will continue in the game I'm not entirely sure. I won't say no, but I also couldn't guarantee that I would, simply because I like to play with other people, and I don't have anybody to play with. Also, it kind of feels like I'm cheating on Final Fantasy XIV right now, so I haven't been on in a hot minute, and I haven't done much either. Anyways, thoughts and vibes, nerds. I will see you later.
I like the video. I think, even though I made it a very long video for my part, but I'm reacting to it, right? I think it's very honest from someone that is just returning for 4 hours of gameplay. Like, let's see what people are saying. She loads only after using all the bullets. Bless her heart. She reloads only after using all the bullets. She doesn't because it doesn't teach you. Please tell me she tells you. I finally got used to reloading before the clip is empty around 25 hours. That's why the bow was my favorite. because the game, like if you've played the new player experience, it doesn't even teach you how to reload. It teaches you to slide, crouch, and jump, and to like aim down sight, but it doesn't teach you how to reload your fucking gun. I hope that it sinks in for the D2 narrative team that this lady played for hours and couldn't tell the witness from the trailer because she was too busy figuring out the quest menu instead of experiencing a story. Yes! I started D2 after the Osiris Season 2 DLC and had never played Destiny before. It wasn't a perfect experience, but it started me off pretty well. It's so sad that all of Red War camping is gone forever. They should teach Destiny in school on how badly to screw a franchise into the ground. I've been playing for 8 years and I still get confused about where to go and what to do. And the crazy thing is it's now more straightforward than it used to be. Yes, it used to be worse. I'm playing after playing for years, people forgot how confusing the new player experience is, especially if you go in blind. So this is interesting to watch. I started casually watching Beyond Light dropped, and it was probably 3 years of learning systems and activities until I felt like I understood the game. If you need people to play, well, with there's clans and discords, anywhere you look in the community as a Crucible player, don't touch unless you watch some guides or you just play with people. Destiny 2 is one of the few games that I only recommend if I had personal time to help guide them. Yes, don't recommend this shit unless you have someone that will take you through. You're absolutely correct when you said that the game should be teaching you as you play along instead of reading a whole essay. True. The player UI menu system is overwhelmingly horrible. How can you tell? Try logging out and changing characters. You have to go into a menu, then into a submenu, then into the submenu's menu, then in the submenu menu, then scroll and log out. Okay. They're talking about like if you're playing console, like it's easier on PC, but if you're on console, it is so fucking stupid how you log out. Yeah, you confuse you're confused. Confusion makes sense. They removed the original campaign of multiple expansions. I played D1 since beta, and frankly, I thought years, damn, I wasn't already playing this game. There's no way I could get into it. I tried getting multiple friends into the game in the past who, even with me guiding them, couldn't understand what on earth was going on. I think this is just a perfect example of what Bungie needs to focus on. This whole, like, they're focusing on the portal being the mainstay. They're trying to remove 90% of the game instead of actually focusing on the problem. Like, I feel so bad that her experience was this bad. It's insane. Like, and she hasn't even got to the iceberg of some of the problems. Just wait until she tries to play an Fireteam Finder or play with other people, and they start demanding she has X, Y, Z, and she doesn't even know where to get X, Y, and Z. Just wait. The link will be down below. Go over there, show some support, like the video. I'm not signed in. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be very interested if she ever comes back to Destiny. Very interesting. I'd advise her to play with a friend or a group that you can trust to help you and isn't going to be toxic, because there's some toxic ass people. In fact, it's so toxic that we were able to farm people. That's how toxic people are in the Destiny community. It's so easy to farm. Anyways, I'm Mr. Game Account, so hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel for more. By the way, Destiny's so toxic, I made a character from Tropic Thunder, Les Grossman, fused with Pete Parsons. We've got Pete Grossman. That's how toxic Destiny's become. You can literally, I make a character based on the CEO of two assholes. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.